The date is October 12, 2000. The U.S. Navy destroyer USS Cole pulled into the port of Aden, Yemen, for a routine refueling stop. It was a moment of vulnerability the world's rising terrorist networks had been waiting for. Two Al-Qaeda operatives, riding a small fiberglass boat laden with explosives, approached the warship. In a devastating, precise attack, they detonated the boat directly against the Cole's hull. The explosion ripped a massive 40-foot hole in the warship, killing 17 American sailors and injuring 39 others. The attack was a brutal shock. It proved that Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden, could strike a powerful symbol of American military might anywhere in the world. But for U.S. intelligence, the attack was something more: a declaration of war. The political climate under the Clinton administration prevented an immediate, large-scale military response. Instead, the task of revenge and retribution fell to the quiet, dark corners of the U.S. government. The CIA and the Joint Special Operations Command, or JSOC. The immediate focus was on the man believed to be the mastermind, Ali al-Harithi, known by his operational name, Khallad. Khallad was an elite Al-Qaeda operative, a key planner of the Cole attack, and a high-value target who had melted back into the shadows of Yemen's tribal structure. The CIA and JSOC initiated a secret, intense, multi-agency operation code-named the Hunt for Khallad. This was not conventional warfare, it was a ghost war. CIA case officers, aided by Special Operations reconnaissance teams, likely Delta Force or SEAL Team 6, spent months conducting agonizingly slow and risky human intelligence, HUMINT, gathering, relying on tribal sources and electronic surveillance to pinpoint his location. They were operating in a gray zone, a political landscape where the U.S. was not officially at war, but where the rules of engagement were life and death. The key to the mission was not just finding Khallad, but finding him when he was isolated to minimize collateral damage and political blowback. In November 2002, the CIA finally tracked Khallad. He was driving in a remote convoy in Yemen with 5 other passengers, including Al-Qaeda's regional deputy. The timing was crucial. The U.S. had obtained information that Khallad was actively planning new, devastating attacks against U.S. targets. Since a conventional ground raid was deemed too risky, the mission would rely on a new, secretive piece of technology: the Predator drone. This was not the weapon of choice, it was the weapon of necessity, designed to strike in places where human boots could not tread. On November 3, 2002, the CIA launched the first-ever lethal drone strike against an Al-Qaeda target. The Predator, guided by operators thousands of miles away, fired a Hellfire missile, vaporizing Khallad and his entire convoy. The shot was precise, lethal, and politically deafening. The successful strike avenged the USS Cole, but it fundamentally changed the nature of modern warfare and created lasting ethical scars. The mission was executed by the CIA, not the U.S. military, blurring the lines between intelligence gathering and kinetic warfare. This single strike proved the effectiveness of over-the-horizon warfare, the ability to project deadly force without deploying troops. However, it instantly launched a global legal and moral debate. What are the rules of engagement for a drone strike? Who holds the authority to execute a foreign citizen based purely on intelligence? The war on terror that followed the USS Cole attack, and was defined by the drone strike on Khallad, remains an uncut story of profound strategic success coupled with unavoidable ethical compromise. The mission achieved its revenge, but it set the precedent for a permanent global ghost war, where the lines of battle are invisible and the rules are always being rewritten. This has been War Stories Uncut. Subscribe now and hit the bell.